Le ofrezco la palabra al embajador Izben Williams, representante permanente de St. Kitts y Nevis. Tiene la palabra, embajador.
And for that I thank you, Chair. Chair, each year we bring into focus the legacy of Simón Bolívar, South American revolutionary leader, after whom this hallowed chamber is named. He is credited with leading the fight for independence in what is now nations of Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, named after the Liberator, and Panama. And he is revered as a hero in these and other countries, and throughout the west of Latin America. But his influence and his legacy and the spirit of Libertad he inspired reaches far beyond the Andean shores, because his successful struggle, his legacy brings into focus the enduring and indomitable human quest for liberty and all its attendant benefits. Simón Bolívar was more than a liberator of Latin America. And so, when I speak on behalf of CARICOM today, I do so in full recognition of the role that he has played in our region as well. The Caribbean community of nations, the heads of these nations, who incidentally signatory to the Petro-Carib Agreement, which Bolivar's country has signed with us, met in Montego Bay in 2005, September 2005, to commemorate the legacy and vision of the South American Liberator. Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez said the event would commemorate the 190th year since the Liberator penned the now famous letter from Jamaica. Although I think most of us know of that letter, I will make mention of it. In 1910, Bolívar, as a 27-year-old military officer, joined with a group who inspired revolt against Spanish rule in Venezuela. Together they seized Caracas and declared independence from Spain. They were, however, overthrown by royalist forces in 1814, and Bolívar went into exile in Jamaica for close to a year. While in Jamaica, Bolívar wrote the famous letter from Jamaica, in which he expressed his ideas for republican government and Latin American unity. Widely recognized as an important political doctrine, the letter was actually titled Reply of a South American to a Gentleman of this Island. It was Bolivar's lengthy response to the letter he had received from an unnamed Jamaican who empathized with his struggle for South American liberation and indicated a desire to learn more about the politics and peoples of each South American province. And so there is an integral connection between our Caribbean and the Bolivarian struggle. Specifically, the Jamaican man asked Bolívar to explain such technicalities as whether each province desired a monarchy or a republic, or to form one unified republic or one single monarchy. They sparked the Spanish-American patriot and general to launch into his treatise an extensive description of the history of the different provinces, including what is present-day Venezuela, Colombia, Bolivia, Peru, and their political futures. And hence he is recognized in Jamaica, heralded as a liberator, and in Jamaica a statue of Bolívar stands in the vicinity of Jamaica's National Heroes Park in Kingston to commemorate the time he spent on that island and the influence that he has been to Jamaica and our region. But Bolivar's influence, his political legacy, has been more extensive than that. It has been massive. And I need not enumerate the breadth of this influence, but will mention that in addition to statues throughout the countries he liberated, here in Washington, D.C., there is an equestrian statue not far from where we sit, commemorating Bolivar's life and works in Washington. A statue is at the UN Plaza in San Francisco. A statue is in Buenos Aires, in New Delhi, India. Statue on Reform Avenue in Mexico City. I mentioned Kingston, Jamaica. In Cairo, Egypt. In Paris, and the Petit Palais in Paris, Alexander III Bridge. Every city and town in Venezuela, of course, and Colombia, and in each capital city has a main square named as Plaza Bolivar. It usually has a bust of Bolivar, and the most famous of these, Plaza Bolivar, is the one in Bogota and Caracas, Central Avenue in Caracas. Bolivar's influence and his legacy are global. Bolivar is celebrated because our humanness yearns for the ideals, for the boldness which Bolivar epitomizes. And so as we meet today to celebrate the legacy of this great American, global, international liberator, let us remember him and strive to elevate the ideals for which he stood, so that our Americas may benefit further from the inputs, from the thoughts that may give to building on his legacy. Thank you, Chair.
Muchas gracias, Embajador Williams.